Hey guys, welcome back to Foreshore Fishing. You know, I come out here and I fish almost every day. I make a lot of videos. I show people how to catch bass, carp, catfish, trout, just about anything. But you know what I've actually forgotten to do is teach someone who has never been fishing for anything before how to fish. I've been getting a lot of comments about I've never fished before and I want to take my kids or my grandkids fishing and I just don't know where to start. Well guys, this video is for you. So the first thing I want to tell you is I stopped off. I got me just a cheap little Zebco 202 combo. These things, they're already put together. You can pick these things up for about 12-15 bucks. They last forever if you take care of them. They're cheap. They don't cost much, but they're very good rod and reels. You want to get a pack of small J hooks. Right here today, I believe I have some number 6 brass J hooks right there. They're very small. I'm going to show you how to tie these on because a lot of people, if you've never fished before, you wouldn't know how to do this. So I like to take my line and come in through the front of the hook, come in the eye right here from the front. And you know, on this knot here, it really doesn't matter, but later on, if you fish more and you progress into some more advanced knots like the Palomar or the Snell knot, it's going to be real important that you go in through the front of the hook. So you might as well get in that habit now. So now I have my hook run through the eye of the hook and through the front of the eye of the hook. So I'm just going to twist this hook 5 or 6 times completely around. And now you'll notice I have a loop right there in front of the eye. So I'm going to take my tag end and come right through the loop in the line and start to gently pull that. Now before I get it very tight, I'm just going to wet that a little bit, and it kind of lubricates that, kind of keeps from burning your own line. And so now I have a tag end on my line. So I'm going to take my handy dandy fishing pliers here and just snip that right off. It doesn't have to be perfect. Not at all. And you don't have to go out and get you a pair of expensive fishing pliers, pair of fingernail clippers, pair of scissors, anything like that will work. So now that I have my hook tied onto the end of my line with a clinch knot, some people call this a fisherman's knot, I'm going to take a small split shot hook and just kind of open that up. They open up pretty nice and easy like that. And I just want to come up 4 or 5 inches, 6 inches, it really doesn't matter, right here on top of my hook. I got my hook, maybe 6 inches up, I got my split shot. Then I'm going to just pinch it closed like this. I use my pliers a lot, but you can just bite this a little bit. It's soft lead, it ain't going to hurt nothing. So now I've got that in there. So my tiny split shot, tiny size 6 brass J hook. Now I have just a bobber here, and if you've never used one of these before, it has a spring loaded deal right here. You just pull the spring down and there's a little notch right there, and you just slide your line right in there. Now the nice thing about these kind of bobbers is you can change the depth of where you're fishing. You can just pull the spring back and slide it up, slide it back down, so you can, it's really easy to change the depth of where you're fishing. But once you find out where the fish are biting, just leave it there. If you need to go a little bit shallower, just pull that back, come down. So now I'm down here maybe 6-8 inches away from my split shot, which is about 6 inches away from my hook. So I'm only going to be fishing about 1 foot deep of water. Then I'm just going to take a small piece of worm, and you don't have to have, man, you really don't have to load your hook up with worm. It just takes a small piece for this kind of fishing right here. So I'm just going to break off a small piece of worm. And I'm going to thread it right onto my hook. Just like that. Thread it all the way up my hook. And I'm going to leave the tip of my hook kind of exposed, just like that. So guys, there you have it. You got a bobber, a small split shot, a small hook with a worm on it, where you can still see the tip of the hook. Now we're going to cast it out and try to catch us a fish. So guys, now that I've shown you how to set up your line, your bobber, your hook, and your weight here, I'm going to show you how these rod and reels work. I know a lot of you guys have already fished, but like I said, this is for the people that have never fished before and are just trying to learn. So there's a little button right back here on the back of these Zebco rod and reels, and you push the button, nothing happens. The line don't move. When you let go of the button, the line comes right on out. So what you want to do is press that button and hold on to that button just like this. Like I say, the line doesn't do anything, and as you throw it out, let go of that button. Oh, there we go. Right there. Boy, that didn't take long at all. See that, guys? That didn't take long at all. Let me turn the camera around here. And right there, we have our first little sunfish. And you see, that line didn't set in the water maybe, I don't know, 30 seconds. And we already got our first fish of the day. Now, you're going to want to bring some kind of tool with you to help get these hooks out of the fish. Most of the time, they don't swallow them too bad, but every once in a while, they get a hook lodged down there kind of deep in them. And you're going to have a pair of hemostats, needle nose pliers, or something like that to get them hooks out. But that's really about the worst part of this. So, you know, the great part of this kind of fishing is that you can catch, basically with this setup right here that I just caught that small fish with, you can catch bass, catfish, carp, trout. You can catch basically any kind of fish, because everything in freshwater, it doesn't matter if you're in ponds, creeks, rivers, lakes, everything eats worms. So guys, do you see that right there? I only cast it out maybe 4 feet off the bank, and look right there, already that bobber went down. And we have another one. I'm going to turn the camera around and show you this. Guys, that right there is a crappie. I told you, you can catch a plethora of different kinds of fish. Crappie, bass, catfish, bluegill, perch on this rig right here. These crappie, these are actually really good eating fish. We're not trying to catch and keep any fish today. We're just throwing them back. You know, the one piece of advice I would give anybody when you're bringing your kids out for this kind of fishing is, whatever you do, just bring a rod and reel for your kids. Do not try to fish yourself, because you can see this is kind of fast and furious fishing. If you just think that you're going to throw one of these out here and the kids are going to sit and reel it in and do all the work yourself, you're going to do nothing but get frustrated with everything. So what I like to do when I bring the kids out is I just fish for the kids. That's all I'm doing. I'm not trying to catch fish for myself. I'm just trying to get the kids on fish, because every 30 seconds they're going to reel it in, need you to help them cast it back out. They're going to get tangled up. They're going to need another worm, and that's fine. That's what this is all about, helping the kids fish. So, yeah, don't try to fish yourself. You're only going to get frustrated. Help your kids fish. I don't know if you can see that right there. I threw that kind of right up there underneath that tree. You know, underneath cover like that is a great place to catch fish. However, you have to be very careful you don't get caught up in that. So I just threw that out there maybe 15 seconds ago, and there we are. Up. Yep. I think we still have him. Guys, I'm going to turn this around and show you this fish. Looky here. This is just a tiny little fish. And the other nice thing about catching fish like this, these fish don't scare your kids. Your kids ain't scared of these. You go out and try to catch, you know, big 10, 15-pound catfish with your kids, your kids be petrified and never want to go fishing again. So this stuff right here, the kids think these little fish are cuter than heck, and they are fun to catch. We're going to let this guy loose, and see if we can't catch some more. You know, I've been talking about how much fun this is to take your kids fishing like this, but I got to admit, I'm having a blast catching these little fish myself. So it really doesn't matter if you're a big-time bass fisher, cat fisherman, doesn't really matter. If you like fishing, man, every once in a while, it does you good to come out here and just catch these little perch. This is just a great day. Look how fast that was, guys. That didn't sit there not 5 seconds. I'm going to turn the camera around again. Not 5 seconds. You can catch these fish all day long. Yep, just that fast. This is why you really do not want to try to fish yourself. Now, don't get frustrated if you're not catching fish this fast, because it don't always work that way. But a lot of times, if you just try to stay right up here by the bank, 2, 3, 4 feet from the bank, use this simple setup, just like this small piece of worm, you're going to catch these kind of fish, and you're going to catch them just about any time of the year. And here we go again. Look at here, guys. This is awesome. He is quite possibly the smallest fish I've caught today. Look at that. Tiny little fella. But what a lot of fun. These fish do not scare the kids. Guys, I didn't even know I had that one on. I was just bringing it back in. What a cute little fish. I'm going to let him go. And you know, I think that's going to do it for me today. I've had an awesome time out here on the water. Guys, I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to give away one fish pole and one tackle box fully loaded with hooks, weights, bobbers, everything you need. I wish I could give one to each and every kid out there, but I just can't. But what I'm going to do, for all my followers on Facebook, all you have to do is go down, like this video, and comment down below that you have a child or a grandkid that you need one of these fish poles to get them started into fishing. And I'm going to go buy a brand new Zebco 202 rod and reel combo, and I'm also going to buy a tackle box just chock full of hooks, weights, bobbers, a stringer, everything that a kid needs to get started. I'm going to cover the cost of shipping and everything. So like this video, comment down below, tell me that you need a fishing rod for your kid or your grandkid, and I'm going to draw one kid at random, and then I'll contact you by messenger, and like I said, I'll cover the shipping cost, cover everything, get your kid out there on the water, get them fishing. Guys, I've had an awesome time out here. Thanks for watching, and until next time, we'll catch you out on the water.